Right. I'm segueing just as an aside that I have a girlfriend who's staying with me and walked into the living room and she was watching the news. Well, it's not so new. It's 2 years old, I think, or 1 year old of Sex in the City. And I didn't even know that they rolled that out. And one, I was taken aback by all the face injections, but more so it's so woke and it had such racial undertones. At one point, Carrie's in line, and her realtor says, when was the last time you were in such a line? It's like, when I took the vaccine. And just it's so woke. So I assume you didn't know, you haven't seen Sex and did you used to watch it?
I used to watch it back in the day, and I never had TV, but like some of my hippie friends and I would meet at this one friend's house in Laurel Canyon. We would all watch it together. But I saw clips of the last one, and it was appalling. And I share the same thoughts. The injections are extremely distracting and also heartbreaking to just no longer have models of healthy aging, for Gen X. I hate that shit. This normalization of this facial mutilation is disturbing. And the wokeness, what's annoying to me about the wokeness and what I always wonder is how it's so heavy handed and it's not even done in a way that's clever or that
No.
itself into the story. And I wonder for these actors, for these cinematographers, for the directors, like, aren't you embarrassed to be doing such bad television? Like, okay, if you want to weave that message in a clever, interesting way, but they're not doing that. It's just like, they throw it on and it's so sloppy and it's just
Yeah.
gross.
It's really bad. It's so contrived and see-through as to what's really going on, and the characters, like, I get just, they kill off Big in the first episode is because
I
Big
saw that. It was pretty
had
heartbreaking.
all these sexual allegations. And then also even thinking, like, did Peloton agree for this product placement? Because their stock went down. And I guessed it. I just said, are they making him go out with a heart attack? Because heart attacks, they're normalizing heart attacks. And sure enough, that's how he went on. And there's plenty of language in all of these shows. And this is, mind control of our youth. Or, I mean, Sex and the City was an awesome show once upon a time.
And it was iconic and it's something we all had. And that's the fun part about this class that like I said, I'm going to be teaching it one last time in the spring. But what's fun is that it's fun and heartbreaking because it gave me an excuse to tap in on what people are watching, because I normally steer clear, and just seeing how bad it's gotten, so for me, I feel like it's really helpful to just attune people to how, like, do you see, this line right here? Here's why they folded that in. Here's what they're trying to program you to believe about white men, or, like whatever it is. And it was great with the students because they caught it really quickly, and they had their final project was to put together their own propaganda campaigns, and they totally they were brilliant. And it also gave them an excuse out, because I was like, all right, watch anything you want on Netflix, but we have to do this like Where's Waldo. You have to spot the propaganda, because there's nothing on Netflix that isn't there's nothing on Netflix that was made after 2013, which was when Obama rescinded the Smith-Mundt Act, thus making it legal for the government to propagandize its own people. And if that's not a red flag for people, your audience already knows this, but it's crazy to me that anyone could defend that. So any media created after that, and especially on Netflix, which is funded by CIA, Obama, Susan Rice, et cetera, it would be a great drinking game for people who drink. Just wait for it, because there's nothing there that is not going to be tainted with propaganda.
And also to think of what this propaganda and this contrived languaging and scenes that they're putting into the ether, what does it lend to creativity, right? Because it's so formulaic and it's so non-inspiring. If anything, it's just a comedy show. I'm just like, the whole time, I watched wisps of episodes going back and forth into the living room and just be like, this is so atrocious and sad. Something that was iconic that we shared. I mean, I'm just using Sex and the City. I also don't watch television. So, all right,
let's. It's a great example because you look at, and I don't want to linger here too long, but just look at like what a long career Sarah Jessica Parker has had. So that's my question for her is like, do you feel okay doing this now? Do you read the script and are you proud of this? Or are they threatening your life? Like, I just don't understand these actors that are agreeing to do such bad material.
Yeah, I wonder if they are concerned for the longevity of their career, and this is the trade-off. We get to do another season, but it's going to be shite. But most people, since they're woke, won't recognize it. But you're right; she's had a long career, and it's sad. Also, why did they bring it back? The thing of like with Seinfeld, leave while you're still wanted.
Totally, leave on a high.
Yeah.
But that's Hollywood. Hollywood right now, and I think it's probably indicative of like the full-fledged takeover of the demonic Luciferian, like whatever it is. But notice they don't create anything new anymore. Like they're not innovative. There's no novelty. They're just redoing over and over. It's super sad. Hey, superstars, thank you so much for sharing your sacred attention with me. If you are receiving any value whatsoever from my videos, I am encouraging you to give back, to pay it forward by supporting me on my Patreon community, on my locals community, on both. Your support allows me to keep on keeping on and to keep making content like this. It used to be much easier back in the days of a free press, but now given all of the censorship and the shadow banning, it really is challenging for content creators to continue to put out so much work. I'll just speak for myself. I'm excited for it to be easier for me to continue to put out more content. And the primary way that it can be easier is by you supporting me financially by way of my Patreon and or my locals, where for as little as $5 a month, you get to be my hero and receive oodles of bonus content, and we both get to win. Okay, thank you so much for your support, for your attention, and for being omniscopic amazingness.